2 weeks ago, I ran my best ever collegiate cross-country race on a very challenging course. In this race, I ran a season best by over 1 minute 30 seconds and a PR by over 30 seconds. Based on this performance, I think I'm due for another great race this weekend. I ran on this course for the past 3 years and it's very fast. Overall, I'm very excited to see what I can achieve this race and test myself against great competition. So everybody, as you can see, I'm back in my dorm room and I'm ready to recap this race for all of you. So going into this race, my preparation going into this race went really well. I had some really good workouts. Some of those workouts were 16 by 400 and I ended up closing the last 462. I also did 7 by a K, was able to average really solid splits, stayed really consistent, didn't fall off really in that workout. And based off these workouts and based on the previous race, I really thought I could run sub 28 minutes for the AK. I thought I could run well under 28 minutes for the AK. This course is fast. I've ran on this course for the past 3 years. So what ends up happening is that first mile I get out really well. I'm really happy with how I got out that first mile. My first mile split was 5:20, so it's the fastest I've gone out this cross-country season, and I was able to stay with that pack that has kind of eluded me. But then after the first 2K, I would say I really lost a lot of places in between 2K and 3K. I lost 20 places there, and mentally this really hurt my mindset because mentally I was really trying to build off that third meet of the season, off last meet, where I really had a positive mental mindset throughout the whole race. I really told myself, you can do this, and I recognized the key workouts that I've ran really well in. And I was telling myself that at this point when I was losing 20 places, but mentally I was also like, I'm losing a lot of places right now. So mentally, in a way, that's where a spot that I point to where I lost a lot of ground. But after that, I really ended up settling into the place that I was at. I really didn't lose any places. I really didn't gain any places till about 6K. That's when, around 6K, 7K, that's when I moved up more in the race. But really from 3K to 6K, I really stayed kind of in my same position of where I was. And in this 3K to 6K, there's like these rolling hill sections, and I wasn't really running those rolling hills very well. I was also feeling during this part of the race a little bit of pain in my hamstring, but it wasn't anything too crazy where I thought I would have to drop out of the race. So I just kept going, and I remember my 4K split was right around 14:06, so it was right around where I was at last meet. So even though I was falling back, even though I had fallen back those 20 places, even though I felt like I wasn't really going as fast as I wanted to, I still knew that I was in line for a PR. So then once it got to the end of the 6K mark, this is when the rolling hill section really ended, and then it got into more a flat part, flat stretch. And at this point in the race, I saw some people were fading. I feel like I closed races really well. So at this point, I really tried to move up in that race. And this is where the positive mental mindset really came back. And I told myself, you can do this. And I referenced those key workouts. And what ended up happening was I did close really well. I caught 12 places in between the 7K and the 8K. And I finished with a time of 28:24, a 2-second PR. Initially after this race, I was really disappointed in that 2-second PR because, as I said, my expectations were really high for this race. But looking back on this race, you don't always get a PR in every race you run. I've had stretches in my running career where I haven't gotten those PRs. So overall, I am happy with the PR. But now looking after this race, now looking to conference, this is going to be my last ever cross country race. And leading into this race, that pain I felt in that hamstring, I think was actually a hamstring strain. I ran the next couple of days after that race at the beginning of that week, and the pain just hadn't gone away. I felt like my form was getting a little bit messed up. So I went to the trainer. They said it was a hamstring strain. So leading into this race, I've been on the bike for probably about a week. I returned to running the past few days. So I will be able to run this race, but we'll see what happens. The goal is just to go out there, run the last race, and try and enjoy it. Try and enjoy this last race and go for a conference title. We've won conference the past 5 straight years, I believe, 4 straight years. We've won in my freshman year, sophomore year, junior year. So the goal is to continue that streak of winning. But with that, everybody, though, that is a video. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, turn those post notifications on to see more JK Running Productions videos. Also make sure to follow me on Instagram, Strava, join the JK Running Productions Strava Club. With that, though, I'm gonna sign off like I always do. The grind never stops.